In this video, I'm going to speak about the difference between prospecting activity versus prospecting productivity. And if you like what's being covered, throw us a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. If you disagree, thumbs down. And if you want to share your thoughts, go ahead and leave us a comment below. Now, let's jump right in. What's the purpose of your prospecting effort? Pause. Let that marinate. This is a question that you should be asking yourself as a sales professional, and whether or not you have proficient management or accountability daily, it is to reach key decision makers, set appointments, build problem awareness, build awareness in general, and move what would be future customers through your funnel and your sales process. Now, think of the role you're in currently or that you eventually want to get into as a sales professional, whether it's for a company you'll work for or are working for, or you running your own business. How would you rate the impact during the evaluation of your prospecting actions? And be honest, if you know you're low impact on the scale, say 1 to 3, there's a good chance you are falling prey to prospecting activity. You might not be getting into it mentally, your skills might be needing a pick-me-up. Yet, if you're higher on the scale and checking out maybe 7 to 10, I'd be willing to say that you are in line with prospecting productivity. When I say impact, is there an effect, meaning reached 20 decision makers and booked 5 appointments that follows the cause, made 75 outbound calls that satisfies measurable progress. Measurable progress, weekly numbers of appointments is 15. These, by the way, are examples. So, I worked for a company where there was a small stable of sales reps, 6 pods connected in a rectangular shape that each of us had to do a daily amount of calls we needed to hit from a list on a dialer. And by the end of the day, it was easy to look up at the screen and banter and puff your chest up and see that this rep made 150 calls and the next one made 135 and so forth. Well, let me tell you, if that's what's being measured, then the catastrophe in the distance is frightening, because anyone can hit the dial button and let the ringer just go and fluff up their outbound call stats. And that should not shock you. Months later, one of the reps was let go. After hearing about their call logs, would you be shocked to learn that all of their calls were going to most of the same numbers repeatedly? The number of outbound calls with little to no interactions, no connections, no conversations, and no scheduled appointments was disturbing. And while you argue there is a management problem there, yes, that could be a whole nother conversation. Nonetheless, to illustrate my point, the prospecting activity was active, but very ineffective and certainly not productive in driving momentum towards revenue or sales and justifying the salary given to this person. It was actually costing the company money. On the other hand, you will have someone, sales pro, who can identify potential ideal clients and begin to carve out the method or use, which is already a provided method, of which they can engage and move the needle forward with their activities. Hey, by the time they've made 80 calls, they know they spoke to 20% of them. They know whether or not that person was a key decision maker. They know what the status is on their position with an appointment, whether the customer is in their buying cycle or not, down to the detail. They have a total volume of 500,000, and there's another 250,000 in the pipeline moving along. A set of reference points so that when your leader or you review the data, you can feed back with complete clarity the impact of your prospecting and the productivity of the efforts. Now, let me do my best to paint this picture another way for you to understand. I commit to an Ironman competition. It will be a rigorous event for a new guy with little to no training in that arena. That's not a surprise. I've never done one, and the only exercise I currently do is run on the treadmill. I learned there's running involved. Hey, I love to run, always have. The treadmill is the go-to, and it certainly helps my conditioning. But knowing that Ironman has its share of challenging obstacles, if I accepted running on the treadmill as enough training for the Ironman, I would be severely overwhelmed with the truth of competition. Therefore, it would not be productive in helping me get the full and most well-rounded training I need to compete for a win, a strong placement, heck, even just a finish. So a more productive approach would be to get out and hike a mountain for additional benefit and strength training. Hiking a mountain has some form of running in it, and it's outdoors in this case, and it's in Las Vegas. If you go out in the summer in Vegas, it's hot outside. Now there's also rocks and rubble, and sometimes, and I'm kidding, but I'm serious, there's even snakes. But you can go on the treadmill to run and keep in shape for the most part, as you've already determined. Now, if you're still committed to doing an Ironman and the elements are radically different, but you strongly believe that the treadmill will be all you need to be in the best shape for the obstacles of running the Ironman course, then a big disappointment is coming. I want to get ahead of the challenges baked into the Ironman. So as it relates to your prospecting activities, are you just running on the treadmill every day, hoping that it's going to strengthen you for the course that is going to require you to run up hills in inclement weather, varying degrees of elevation, potentially harder surfaces on your legs and knees? Not even close. You want your efforts to have an impact and not just running in place where there's no clear advancement towards the objectives that have been decided through your purpose of the actions, or that those are the KPIs that have been initiated by your management. Prospecting is not just about making the call, it's how to make the call and its effectiveness. It's not just going to the event to take up space, it's going to the event and communicating with as many people as you can and exchanging numbers and getting clear details on where that person is in their business for great follow-up. It's not just calling out without leaving a voicemail. Please understand, ladies and gentlemen, there is a gigantic difference between activity and productivity. You are not the person that goes to the party and eats and drinks all night. You host the party, and you know what people love to eat and drink and respond to, so that you can host more great parties and be the attraction, having people come to you. Much different mindset. All right? Great. That's all for today. If you've enjoyed this and it helped you, give it a thumbs up. If not, thumbs down, as we respect to those as well. And if you haven't done so yet, head down there, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. Share this out with people you love so that you and them can be notified each and every Thursday and Saturday. We post new content here on the channel to help you become irresistible in sales and life. And if you want to know why cold emailing is not dead and more live than ever, check out this little video that I did right here. All right, see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.